All right, last up for section 13.7, we'll look at question 6. It says solve the equation E equals E0 minus RT over NF times the natural log of Q for this quantity Q. Okay, and then it has a little note here that says the 0 in E0 does not denote an exponent, which of course is rather confusing. It's like, can't people make up their minds here? Is it an exponent or something else? Well, here it is something else. This E0 notation is just denoting its own separate quantity. I don't know why they wouldn't have used, say, a subscript to not lead to confusion, but in any event, that was the choice that was made. Now, this is an equation from chemistry known as the Nernst equation. So if you're uh, going to take chemistry maybe down the line, maybe this is something you will see. All right, so to solve for Q, let's first isolate the natural log of Q. So to begin, I'll just move this quantity RT over NF times the natural log of Q over to the left by just adding it to both sides. So that's going to give us RT over NF times the natural log of Q plus E, and that's going to equal what's left over, which is just this E0 quantity. All right, so now let's go ahead and subtract E from both sides. And so that's going to give us RT over NF times the natural log of Q, and that's equal to E0 minus E. All right, so now to get the natural log alone, natural log of Q on its own, I could divide both sides by RT over NF, or equivalently, I could multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction. So in other words, multiply by NF over RT. That'll make the algebra come out here a little cleaner. So I have NF over RT. So on the left side, the NF and the RT, that all just divides out. And I'm just going to be left with the natural log of Q on the left side, which is what I want. And on the right, I have NF over RT. That's multiplying this entire quantity, E0 minus E. And while I could distribute the NF over RT, I'm not going to, just because it won't really simplify anything in this case. Okay, so now to finish, well, the logarithm here has a base of E. So I'm going to take that base of E, raise it to this power, and that's going to give us Q. So the punchline here is that Q is equal to E to the NF over RT times this quantity E0 minus E. All right, kind of a mess. Thank you, Mr. Nernst, and thank you. All right, see ya.